guys. Come on over.
I'm now just a big donor. Yeah. I'm a member and donor. What story is that?
All right. For everyone I haven't met yet, my name is Jenny Gebhardt, and I am the president of the Cycling Club. It's really great to see you all out here this morning. Before we get started, I wanted to really quickly say thank you to our sponsors, Revolutions and Quick, who gave us all these treats to start the morning with, to our alumni who came out today, to all the new and returning members of the club as we start off another year, and to everyone here just from kind of the extended Husky cycling family and the Seattle cycling community. We also want to give a very special welcome to our guest of honor, Mayor of Seattle, McGinn, who rode out this morning. Yeah. He rode out this morning to kind of meet all of us and see what we do. This is a proud moment for the club, and we're thrilled to have you here. Sit down.
That's okay.
We wanted to offer you our thanks for the work you've done to make Seattle a safer and more accessible place for cyclists. It's because of the priority that Mayor McGinn and his office have put on cycling in Seattle that we're able to enjoy what we do as transportation and as recreation and as athletic pursuit. So this is one of the official jerseys of the Husky Cycling Club at the University of Washington. As you all know, a lot of you are wearing it right now. Members wear this everywhere from weekend rides around Lake Washington to the top step of podiums at national championships around the country. So we wanted to present you with this and invite you to wear it as an honorary member and Husky cyclist.
Thank you.
All yours.
I'll stand up just because it's easier to see everybody. Thank you. So I got this invite to go on a ride with you guys. My executive assistant, Allison Burson, who is an avid cyclist herself, refused to let me go riding with you because she feared I'd be embarrassed. Although I regularly ride, I pass a few people and many pass me. So that's just the way it is. I am a regular bicyclist, and about 7 or 8 years ago, or even, actually, you can go all the way back. I remember in high school, take 2 buses to high school, switch buses, took forever. And when I was 17 years old, I had saved up $150 from a summer job, and I bought a Metalla 10-speed from a bike shop in downtown Manhattan. It was like very cool, because that was the only place you could buy that cool a bike at the time. And I commuted every day to school, and it was challenging, being on the road and people would speed by you, and the person that takes a right turn in front of you. I remember one time just literally hanging on to the side of the car and being escorted around the right turn by the right turning vehicle, and thank God not falling off. And it was really challenging. And off and on I cycled. Law school, I went to law school here, I got a bicycle, it was a great way to get around, I didn't have money. So, I was working downtown as a lawyer, and I started, I took the bus, I drove, and I started cycling again. I put my bike on the bus, take it into work, wearing my work clothes, and then I'd bike home and change of clothes to bike home. And I just started cycling more and more regularly. Now I bike basically to work every day, and bike home most days. I get a ride, sometimes I gotta go places, I need a driver, which is a nice thing. I have a full-time sag wagon assigned to me, in the form of a city driver and vehicle. So all of us should be so lucky. But I still ride as much as I can. And I ride for transportation. I ride because it's a good way to get around. But once I started riding, I learned that it was fun. It's fun to be out on the road. It's healthy. It's nature. You get to talk to people. You get to see people. You're part of a city in a way that you aren't otherwise. So it's a very important part of my day. And we want to make it easier for people to ride. We're working on it. And we've designed a road system over the last 30, 40, 50 years, which a lot of people say this, I have to have a car to get around. And they do, for the most part. That's the way we built the system. To go over to that place and then to that place, you need a parking space there that's cheap and easy and convenient. you have the situation where you can be in places where you literally can't walk across the street. It's better to get in your car, drive across the parking lot, drive across the street, drive into the next parking lot and park, than it is to walk. I mean, we built an environment that just doesn't work. And so when people say they need to drive, they do. And so that's the challenge. We have to figure out how to create a system that those who don't need to drive, who can choose a different way, can do so. And lots of trips. That short trip could be a walking trip if you're safe and healthy. A trip that's a mile or two can be a healthy, safe way to bike ride. A series of 1 or 2 mile trips throughout the course of the day, you couldn't do it faster than on a bicycle, than if you had to drive and find a parking place to deal with congestion. But we have to figure out how to make it safe and convenient and easy. Now, all of you are experienced, brave riders now, and you're willing to go out in the street and deal with a little more tension than a lot of other people. And what we have to do is keep building out the system so we make it easier for us. But it probably didn't start that way. It didn't start that way for you. For me, it didn't start that way for you. So we're going to start working on updating our bike plan and starting something called neighborhood greenways, which would take quieter residential streets and build a network of them around the arterials as a way to make it easier for those who are a little less brave, a little less fearless, to have a safe, comfortable way to ride. And then now, we'll just keep working on the system and try to make those alternatives. The thing is that we're at a time of extraordinary transition right now. A time of extraordinary transition. Fill up your gas tank, right? It's a lot of money. And more people are making the choice I did a number of years ago, which is I just can't afford to keep doing that. I can't afford the time, I can't afford the frustration, I can't afford the parking, I can't afford the car, maintenance, and the insurance. I just started a little non-profit. That's the way I was going to save money. Just get rid of the second car. I only have one car. So my wife's got the Honda Odyssey minivan, and I had the bike. Figured out how to make do with one car. Some people have figured out how to make do with no car or a zip car, for the rest. They're doing it not because it's an ideological cause. They're doing it because it makes sense for them. It makes sense for their economic situation. It makes sense for their health situation. It makes sense for their time to do so. And we have to respond to that. We spend billions and billions of dollars a year from this region. We send it out to Saudi Arabia. We send it out to oil exporting countries. We spend billions of dollars a year to buy automobiles, and we don't make any automobiles here. Well, we can build bikes here. We do. Raleigh, right down the road, brings bikes in and sells them. We can repair and fix bikes here, just like we repair automobiles here. We can create a lot of jobs in that. And when you do that, you leave money in people's pockets. Money that they're not spending on a cars, money that they can spend on housing, money they can spend on their education, money they can spend on their kids, money they can spend on a higher quality of life, which we need right now. There's a lot of people struggling out there. So we give them a better choice. That's a good thing. If we do that, we're in a time of transition. The biggest health issue we face today is not unhealthy living conditions in terms of open sewers and things like that, which is why public health departments were founded. It's the fact that we don't get enough exercise anymore. It's diabetes and obesity. The heart attack from that is the single biggest issue we face. And the health department goes out and immunizes people for all sorts of things. Everybody got to get their shots. We have treatments for all sorts of things. The immunization for that health problem is right here. You got it right now. It's getting out and being active. But you have to make it easy. You have to build environments where people can be active that can occur. You got to make it easy for them. So we're going to work on that one. We're going to work on that one too. But the biggest issue, the biggest change we have to deal with, people want to change. People say they want to bike more and walk more. Every neighborhood plan says that. We'll design our streets to accommodate it. We see it happening. Bike riding is up 30% bike commuting in the last year. Over the last 22, David corrects me, 22%. We'll get our facts straight. But it's the fastest growing mode of transportation. More people are walking. Transit use is up for all of the reasons I listed. But when we go to make a change, people can get really angry. So this is where I come to you guys. I need your help. I really need your help. People get angry. They say you're making it hard for me to get around. You're making it harder for me to drive. Don't you know how hard my life is? You do. I'm not trying to make it hard. I'm trying to give more people choices. try and make it safer for pedestrians. And I'm going to talk just about an anecdote. I was interviewed the day after Mike Wang died. Mike Wang worked at PAP, 42 years old, 3 kids. You know, PAP works on helping people around the world improve their life situation. Biking home in the bike lane, to see his family for dinner. The car took a left turn in front of 2 lanes of oncoming traffic, probably at a high speed. Killed him. The next day, he's just trying to get home. Just trying to get home. The next day, first question out of the reporter's mouth was, what are you going to do about all those bike riders running red lights? First words out of his mouth. I held my tongue. I said carefully to him, and I said carefully to everybody else. This is about road safety. You want everybody to be safe getting home. You want all users of the road to be careful. You want everybody to think about what everybody else is experiencing out there. Help them out. Because if we all look out for each other, we can all get home safely. When we turned the camera off, I said to him, I need to talk to you. Mike Wang wasn't doing anything wrong. He wasn't running a red light. This war on cars stuff, this war on bike stuff you guys are doing, it's not helping anyone get home safely. You need to help me too. We need to start telling the whole story. We need to start looking out for each other. And I need your help with that too. I need your help with that too. When you're out there, think about what the driver's going through. Think about what they're looking out for. Think about how you can make their ride easier. When somebody starts talking about war on cars and bikes, remind them. Everybody out there on the road, whether they're driving a car, whether they're walking to the bus, whether it's a kid walking to school, whether it's somebody on a bicycle, it's your friend, your co-worker, your neighbor, your family member. Everybody wants to get home safely. So I need you to speak up, because it's time for us to stop this divisive, heated rhetoric that's out there. It may be good for ratings. It's not good for any of us out there. And I really need your help with that. I need you to speak up. I need you to speak up. If you're in that small conversation with your friends and neighbors, you're in a bigger conversation that's happening publicly, I need you to speak up. Because if we do that, we start dealing with each other in the community as equals. If we start thinking about each other, we start worrying about each other, we can deal with this huge transition time we're in. We can start making a healthier place. We can start making a safer place. We can start making a more economically vital place. It's the type of place that people want to live in, raise their families in, start a new business in, create something great, get a great education. So that's my speech to you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to say it. I'm giving this speech as often as I can, because we really need to make a difference. I don't want to see Mike Wang. I don't want to see any kid walking to school die. I don't want to see any driver living the rest of their life thinking about what they wish they'd done differently. You know? I want every driver to get home safe. So let's figure out how we can work together to do it. Have a great ride, and you can ride as fast as you want. You don't have to worry about whether I can.